Hello, my name's Dr. Richard Kent. I'm a retired GP. Did you know that 1 in 3 ladies in the UK have had an abortion, and there are 4,000 abortions a week? It's a very big subject, and today we're going to look at Christian teaching on abortions. Because abortion is not actually mentioned in Scripture, we have to look outside of Scripture to see where the word abortion actually is mentioned. In AD 70 was published the Didache, which clearly says you shall not procure abortion nor destroy a newborn child. Now, this is Christian teaching, and it's almost certainly that most people would not necessarily agree with what I'm about to tell you. Nevertheless, this is what the Bible actually says. The Ten Commandments, we're all familiar with the Ten Commandments, which says, thou shalt not kill. And the dispute generally is about exactly what is the status of a baby in the womb, and are we permitted or not permitted to kill a newborn baby, a baby in the womb, according to the Ten Commandments. Now, there are some important scriptures. In Jeremiah chapter 1, it says, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. So this is God speaking from eternity, saying that actually I knew you, each one of us, even before I formed you in your mother's womb. Moving on, in the next scripture, in Isaiah 44, God says, I am your creator, you were in my care even before you were born. So God is saying he cared for us even in our mother's womb. Better known is Psalm 139, where God says, you formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. So the psalmist is very carefully saying that God formed each one of us when he knitted us together in our mother's womb. Moving back to the baby, the word used in Greek for a baby is brephos. And I think we'd all agree that you shouldn't kill a little brephos like that. There's that word brephos in Greek. It means babe in the womb. Now, the word for a baby in the womb, it does refer to a newborn baby. It refers to infants as well, but it certainly also refers to a baby in the womb from conception to 40 weeks. And this is a very important scripture. Luke was a medical doctor, and he was very careful to point out that when John the Baptist was conceived supernaturally in Elizabeth's womb, when he came in contact with Jesus Christ, who was supernaturally conceived in Mary's womb, that John the Baptist described as a brephos leapt in his mother's womb, using that word brephos. And something extraordinary happened is Elizabeth actually prophesied and said in verse 43, whence is this to me that the mother of my Lord should come to me? Now that word Lord is Kyrios, which in Greek simply means Lord, and is used 240 times in the New Testament. So baby Jesus, at 2 weeks old after conception, is not regarded to as called a fetus, but as Lord. Moving on now, a baby is later on an infant. We're told in Luke 18, again, Luke was careful. He's a medical doctor. He was careful of his choice of words. He said they brought these brephos, little infants, to Jesus to touch them. And again, moving on, when the Magi came to visit Jesus, he was again called a brephos. He was either a newborn baby or an infant. We're not quite sure, according to the New Testament narrative. So finally, in Proverbs 6, there are 6 things the Lord hates. I won't read them all out, but I want to refer to, in particular, to hands that kill the innocent. The Bible doesn't actually mention the word abortion, but God hates and detests hands that kill the innocent. So thanks for listening. This is just simply an attempt to show what Christian teaching down through the ages on the subject of abortion has been. Thanks for listening, and God bless.